Good morning. Bonjour à tous. Having a good time this morning? I hope so. This is our last presentation, and not the least. So I'm Julie Daigle. I'm the Regional Innovation Director for Quebec, and I'm super excited to present this morning a Relocalize because they're, as you will see in a few minutes, they're really a cool company. Relocalize is based in Montreal. They're a food tech platform that produces, processes, and packages food locally at or near grocery distribution centers using automated micro factories. The project that will be presented this morning encompasses the deployment of the world's first industrial-scale micro factory for food and beverages at their launch customers' facilities. This system will produce food on demand at their distribution center, thereby eliminating upstream logistics and transportation. The result is better, cheaper food with a 90% carbon footprint reduction. As part of the demonstration phase, the system will produce food that will distribute in up to 91 to their 500 stores. For your information, they just have made the top 10 in the ones to watch category for the 2023 Real Leaders Impact Awards. Yes. Today with us, we have Graham Campbell. There he is. He's the COO, and Wayne McIntyre, the CEO and co-founder. Wayne will be presenting this morning, so please welcome him. You'll see they're awesome, and we're thrilled to be supporting them. Thank you. Merci.
I don't know, she did such a good job. I don't know if I really need to present it all right now. I don't know. But look, before I get into talking about our company and talking about our project, I want to talk about something that's really important in the food industry. I'd say there's a white elephant, a green elephant in this room right now. And when I say a green elephant, that green elephant is one of the biggest problems when we talk about food and sustainability. The problem is simple. There are lots of great technologies out there, there are lots of great solutions, but they're just too expensive, right? Companies can't afford to be sustainable. Consumers can't afford to be sustainable, at least today. A great way to illustrate that is to just look at mass market lettuce versus robotically farmed, vertically farmed, low water usage, local lettuce. And I'm not giving lettuce a hard time here. It's the same for all the technologies. But it's just one that I think we hear a lot about in the news right now. And we're not going to solve the lettuce problem, just so you know. Fast forward. But when we look at these two products, what does a consumer really want? Right? A consumer wants that product on the right. Right? Why not? It looks delicious. It's good for the planet. It's made nearby. Supports the local community. That's the one we want, right? But the question is, can we afford to pay for it? Right? The brands have been hidden here, but these are real numbers, right? We're talking about a 338% premium to be sustainable. And it's not just around lettuce, it's about the technologies that the companies have to use. It's companies like ours selling our technologies. They're very expensive. And look, the average person and the average company just can't afford that kind of a premium. We're trying to solve some major problems in food. We're talking about supply chain risk and complexity. We're talking about waste, plastic waste and food waste. Food is the #1 source of greenhouse gas emissions and CO2. And ultimately, customers and companies are suffering from cost inflation, all right? If we're going to solve the sustainability problem and we're going to scale sustainability solutions, we need to be able to solve all 4 of these problems. We can't just solve one and then expect that we can pay, everybody will pay a premium for it. So again, I'm Wayne McIntyre, CEO of Relocalize, and Relocalize exists to solve all 4 of these problems. And we can't do it everywhere. There are other great people working on lettuce. We're working on manufactured foods. And what we do is we build autonomous food and beverage microfactories. And what they do is they eliminate middle mile logistics upstream of the retailer, and they do this with hyperlocal production. So what is a microfactory? Well, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing as a regular factory. You make product, you make packaging, you package product, you palletize product, you store the product, you keep it food safe, and then ultimately it goes out into the distribution chain afterwards. In this system, there's no hand washing because there are no people. I think that's the big difference, right? And no people means that's the number one source of contamination for food safety as well. So again, our focus is sustainability, decarbonization, but there are a lot of benefits to using this type of an approach. So there we go. So the project we're talking about today in partnership with CFIN is the world's first autonomous microfactory for food. And we're really excited to be working with CFIN on this project. It's now real. This isn't just a fantasy. This just isn't a story. This is becoming a reality. But before we talk about the project, I think I want to explain a little bit about how it works. Because what we're talking about is bringing both sustainability and economic viability together. So how do you do that? How do you build a better, greener, and affordable food and beverage retail supply system? Well, there are 4 steps. Step 1, you need to hyperlocalize. That means reduce food miles, but also pick a place in the supply chain that's really efficient. Step 2, micro-manufacturing. We just talked about that. Let's use robots to do this. That's how we make it efficient. We fulfill on demand. That means let's just have the product made on demand and provided when it's needed. So it doesn't go into a warehouse. Trucks don't need to be unloaded. We go from 3 or 4 touches down to just a single touch. And then it goes directly onto a delivery vehicle that goes directly to either a consumer or to a store. That's a one-step journey for food. This is how you deliver both sustainability and economic viability. It won't work everywhere. It doesn't work for every product, but it works really well in one area right now, and that's products made mostly of water. So we're starting with the packaged ice industry. And why? It's very simple. Products made of water have very simple input supply chains. Water comes out of every tap in pretty much every building in North America. Water is extremely heavy, expensive, and CO2 intensive to transport. Water does not belong on trucks. And these markets are also large, high-margin markets. People may be shocked when they see this number, but packaged ice is an $8.5 billion market in North America. It's huge. It's dominated by a handful of geographic monopolists that are doing the same thing they've done for decades. It's really the innovator's dream when you're looking for, hey, I would like to disrupt the market. Packaged ice doesn't come up very often. It should have. Well, fortunately, we're the first ones to chase it. But after packaged ice, there's a ton of opportunity. The same type of model works for other water-based foods like beverage as well. But right now, we're laser focused on ice. So the value proposition that we're trying to prove here with CFIN on our project, and we are confident we will, is a combination of decarbonization, elimination of middle mile, reduction of wholesale costs, and of course, retail operation savings and distribution center savings. What we're going to be able to do in this project is we're going to be able to reduce the cost for a retailer of product on the shelf by north of 30%. That's massive in an industry that measures success by fractions of percents or percents. We're talking about ESG impact, obviously decarbonization, but we're also talking about supporting key CEO priorities, things like securing supply chains, things like capturing the value chain. So the microfactory, this one, it goes in those little white dots over there, has gone to this distribution center 3 weeks ago. It's now being commissioned, and in March, we'll be announcing that the world's first autonomous microfactory for food is in operation. We'll have product on shelves. And CFIN is helping us with this project, and I wish I could tell you who it is and where it is, but right now we're embargoed. There's a big announcement coming in March, so please watch out for that. We're really excited to make this a reality. So how did we get here? Like, we're a small company. We've only been around for a couple of years, and we're developing what would be known as a deep tech or a hard tech solution. These are hard things to build. And we did it because we've got a fantastic team to start. And it's not just the team at Relocalize, but all the team of people that are around us supporting us. Obviously, CFIN has joined the ranks of the partnership group. When we look at our team, we're taking the best Canada has to offer. So here in Ontario, in the Waterloo area, our CTO, he was the one who spun up the Linamar Innovation Center. He's one of the well-known people in the industry, Lee Kopp. He's built a team here in Ontario so we can get the best of the Waterloo area's expertise in automation. In Montreal, we have production engineering and manufacturing engineering, and another team there taking the best of what comes out of that aerospace industry in and around Quebec. And then when we look, to the rest of Canada for support, for example, our investors and advisors. So we have, for example, The retired CEO of Sobeys, Marc Poulin, is just one from Canada. We have other folks, such as the CEO of Southeastern Grocers in the United States. We have the ex-CCO of Tesco in the UK, ex-CCO of Dollar Tree as well. These are the kinds of folks that supported us, not just with money, they invested 2.6 million US in the business, but also with their expertise so that we can build a model that really works. Because the reality is here that food is not made at distribution centers. Food is not made at fulfillment centers. This is not a food safe environment. How do you convince a retailer to do that? How do you build a model that really works? And those folks made that happen. Of course, there's a lot of technology in that microfactory as well, and we're really fortunate to be working with great suppliers here in Ontario, Emerson. They're also, of course, in the US as well, and also partners in Europe and in Canada as well. We have a retail US launch partner right now. We're actually, we started in Florida with that first one because if you can make it in Florida in ice, you can make it anywhere, right? And so we want to bring the best of Canada to the United States. That's how we make a lot of money and a great business for Canadians. But we also need a Canadian partner now too, we believe. We're ready now. We have the capital, we believe, to actually deploy our first system in Canada. And right now we're in talks with a number of major retailers to potentially bring that on. And hopefully we'll have some news to announce there soon. So what are we going to do with CFIN? Well, in the next 6 months, we're going to prove that the technology works. We want to get up to a TRL level of 9. We want to prove the savings. We want to prove the CO2. And actually, that's the easiest because, there won't be any trucks. And so it's really easy to do that one. And then number 4, we want to prove that we're ready to scale that technology and to build these things and roll them out at scale. We're talking about thousands of them across North America, networked together. So the big opportunities thing for partnering right now really are things like seed funding. So again, we raised that first 2.6 US. We're going to be going out after the launch in March to look for additional funding for a seed round. At the same time, again, we're looking for a Canadian launch partner now. Have some great discussions going on. Would love to talk to more people. So if you are working at a retailer and interested in hearing more, I'll be here after this presentation. And our goal is by the end of the year to be ready to ship microfactories at scale and be able to close significant transformational transactions to the tune of about $30 million by the end of 2023 is our objective. So I'll leave you with a little thought here. CFIN, thank you again, and thanks to all of you, members of the community, for recognizing, I think, an opportunity here where we can help people, we can help the planet, but we can also deliver profitability. And that's where real sustainability happens, when you can get these 3 Ps, that little area in the Venn diagram. And I strongly believe that there's been too much, hesitate to use the word, but greenwashing. There's been too much hype around sustainability. In order for us to really have traction, in order for us to really have impact as a community on sustainability, we have to factor in the economics, the unit economics of what it is we're doing. And I'd encourage all of you in the Canadian community to really, I think, focus on this opportunity. If we as a community can find that little shaded area in the Venn diagram there, that's how we make Canada a center of excellence for food safety, a center of excellence for food innovation, a center of excellence for food efficiency, and most importantly to us, a center of excellence for food sustainability. Thank you.